Welcome back to Turning Hard Times into Good Times. I'm your host, Jay Taylor, and I'm really pleased to have with me again my partner, Chen Lin. And for those of you who don't know Chen, just a little bit of his background. I think most of you probably do because I talk about him almost every week, mention him on this show, and he's been on a number of times, probably not often enough in recent times. But Chen was a doctoral student, doctoral candidate at least at the in aeronautical engineering at Princeton. However, he was doing so well investing money that he decided that maybe the better thing way to use his time would be just to do that. So he has, as we've said many times, a very enviable track record. One account that I know he shared with me, and it was one that was without using any leverage. He was able to grow it from a little over $5,400 to $2.2 million between 2002 and 2012, and I haven't run into too many people who've been able to do better than that. So I don't think it's necessary to say a whole lot more about Chen other than the fact that he is able to sort of conceptually envision different sectors that have something, that are positive, that are there's a way to make money in different sectors. So he latches on to themes that allow him to take a position ahead of most other people and do very well in them. So with that said, welcome, Chen. I'm glad that you could join me again today.
Thank you, Jay.
Really good to talk to you, Chen. And I want to ask you, first of all, we were talking yesterday, or a couple of days ago perhaps, about the sector that you are honing in on now, the one that you think is most exciting, or at least I think that's what you believe, at least at this moment. You're very excited about the industry, the biotech industry, specifically as in the field of cancer research. Tell us why you are so optimistic about cancer research and why you think that, if I understood you right, you think cancer might even be eradicated within the next 10 years. Why? And how? What is happening in that sector that gives you so much optimism?
Yeah, there's a lot of progress, and I'm not a biotech expert. I only listen to the people who's more knowledge than I am. And it seems there's a breakthrough happening in the past few years. Okay, if you Google Emily Whitehead, just a white collar Whitehead, you can, she's a young girl. She has a form of leukemia, and she was it's not responsive for chemo. Anything. She supposedly 3 years ago she has 3 months to live, and then we have this. We tried this CAR T. It's a new therapy. Basically, take her own T cell, reprogram it so that they can eat. They can attack the cancer cell. And, 3 years later, she's cancer free, and she's alive. She's just like a normal girl and alive, cancer free. I mean, that's amazing. Okay, there's my understanding there's two kind of genetic engineering coming out. One is this using the live cell to attack a cancer cell. Another is to bring a drug to the cancer cell to specifically kill the cancer cell. So the other is called ADC. So I have a company in working on both areas. I mean, I'm very excited. Okay, this is just came out, in the past few years. There's a company like Juno. The IPO is really, really hot last year, and there's a lot of companies trying to research that. This supposedly can bring. They are talking about hundreds of billions of revenue per year once this becomes successful. Think about there's people who die of cancer every day.
Sure.
I'm a Chinese. There's a Chinese singer, very, very famous Chinese singer, died in her 20s just last month. A lot of people are crying. I don't know her, but she's only in her 20s. But I have a company who developed this kind of specific drug against cancer. Breast cancer has more than 50% response for those who cannot be treated. It's not for those older cancer, because some cancer responds to chemo.
Sure.
But her cancer it's not responsive to cancer, so she died last month. But I couldn't help to think, this company I invest in, if the drug's available, she has more than 50% chance to live. Right? So wow. that's the thing. It's changing so dynamically, and I feel we have next 5 to 10 years, we may kill cancer, cancer may not be past sentence, of a death sentence.
That is incredible, Chen. What is the name of the company? I think there's one or two companies that you're invested in. What are the names of them?
Oh, in particular, cancer, one is Sorrento. Sorrento, very, very hot. Okay, last year I put my newsletter about around $5 range. Now, today it's hit 13. It's just like a few months, right? It's, the other one, which I'm just buying recently, loading up, but that's actually less hot. maybe it's called Immu, Immunomedics, because they just did a raise at $4. So right now, right now I'm trading at 4.05, $4.05, and only 5 cents above the offering price. And then they have very, very important results coming. They could have a drug that cure lupus. That's phase 3 results in 3 months, and then they have this IMMU 132 that was talking about this. They can treat right now unable to be treated breast cancer and lung cancer. That one already passed phase 2 with more than 50% success rate. That's very very impressive. They just announced it last week, but because they're doing a financing, the stock didn't move. So I think that's one more maybe have more upside if but you have to do on your own research, to take
of course
investment. So that's what I like, because it's artificially pushed down with very good news. Now they have a major pharma coming license there, right? Just that can double the stock potentially easily, and then you have a lupus phase 3 results coming out, and that can also do very, very. So it's in the next few months they have very good catalyst. So that's why I'm quite excited. In general, this year biotech has been really hot. I was very lucky that I was buying out biotech since December and on the way up. So without biotech, my portfolio wouldn't be doing that well.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, this is what you've been able to do over the years, Chen. This isn't the first time that you've latched on to a sector and have done very well with it. Let me just ask you, Sorrento, what's the symbol for that?
SRNE. They will have a very important results coming out at the end of next month. Okay, so it will be a binary event. If it's successful, the stock will jump. If not, stock will fall. So,
it will fall,
but they also have very important technology. That's for the other, for example, they're using train the cell to kill the cancer. That's why it's not priced in the current stock price, but they're just focused on the very important results, which is next month. Coming end of next month, maybe early April. So that's kind of, it's already rose sharply. I got in December, I got a $5, now it's 13. I mean, still going up every day. So it's kind of racy now. So I would be careful on that.
Sure. Chen, what is the other one is IMMU? Is that the symbol?
Right.
What is the symbol on that, Chen?
Yes, idea, micro unit. Right, so this one actually a little bit better, safer, because you can see the stock was over $5, way over $5 on anticipation of the results. And then they did a $4 placement. The stock was down to $4.
Okay, so it's just the added supply that came on the market that knocked it down. And as you're saying, probably a good time to buy it after the financing. All right, and just one other question while we're on this topic. The young lady that survived is Emily White. Is that her name?
Emily Whitehead. Whitehead. One word.
White hat, like she wears a white hat.
Yeah. Whitehead. H-E-A-D. Whitehead.
A whitehead. Okay.
You just you just
Google her and you'll get her story.
You can see her story. It's just amazing, fascinating.
All right.
That young girl survived and completely recovered from cancer.
Oh, that's amazing, Chen. It's really good news. Now, just with the last couple of minutes we have left here, if you get your idea on oil and gas, we just heard what Michael Oliver, I don't know if you heard what he said, he basically thinks we may be near a bottom. We may have a little bit more to go on the downside, but figures that, that's, from a bullish perspective, he's feeling better about things because he thinks we're near the low. What are your thoughts on oil and gas, and also maybe just a quick comment on two of your favorites? I believe they still are anyway, Mart and Pan Orient.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, about almost about 2 years ago, I already kind of predicted oil will, my prediction was that oil go to $47. At that time, oil was way over $100. So because I saw the supply coming online, so they will create some imbalance, but I don't know when the timing will come down. But
sure.
And it did come last year, which I was, well anticipated. But anyway, I was selling very hard in last September when oil was pretty high. Right now, my point of view is oil will go to $60 by the end of this year. Okay, about 60, because right now it's not sustainable. $40 is not sustainable because all these wells that they will not be drilled, will not be shut in, and then the fracking, they stop fracking. They just drill the well. They don't need a frack because it doesn't make money, right? There's no return on investment. They just need to drill that so to fulfill their commitment. So all these things happening, I don't think it's sustainable. I think oil will go to $60 above, but not too much higher, because if it go too high, a lot of fracker will come back. So my philosophy is buy energy company that can profit at $60 oil. Both Mart Resource and Pan are in that category. Okay. First on Mart, because it has been very volatile in the past few days. They were last Friday. Okay, the CEO was under investigation because he sold, apparently, okay, you read the filing, he sold 5 million shares without filed insider trade, but he was in divorce. He was going through a divorce. I heard, okay, though these things, and then his wife has control of those shares, and then she did it, may not without his knowledge, because he is they're separating, right? And last December they divorced, and then officially in his name. So if he sold, he should report it, but it probably already in his wife's hand. I don't know the detail, but it's under investigation. That's prompt a lot of selling. But I think it's it's a good buying opportunity just based on that. In addition, there's another news come out. They already received a takeover offer. But people don't take that seriously. It's always Nigeria, they just sell and stock keep going down. I said, wow, this is crazy. It's a great buying opportunity. I will put it this way. I think that the company is very, very undervalued. At $60, they can generate a lot of cash flow. A new pipeline just started flowing, and a new well was fantastic. All these are now pricing to the stock price. And right now it's 55 cents Canadian. It's incredible. It's a very, very good price, I would think. Okay, it's a company. Right. It's only a little over 100 million market cap. And then the other Pan, they are drilling a very high impact well right now in Thailand. Right now, stock is still trading at below cash, which is amazing. They have this high impact well coming very soon, and then they will have a talisman deal will close in a couple of months. Then they will drill a very, very high impact well in Indonesia. So all these are now priced in the stock. So I like both stock. So it's still heavily holding. Still heavily holding both. So there are also others, right? Energy stock, but I don't think we have time to discuss. So, but you mentioned we want to talk a little bit about gold or something. Yeah,
just quickly, Chen. What are your thoughts on gold?
Right. As I said, I was end of last year. I was buying gold miner, but in January, I sold most of them. The reason was, they appreciate a lot. Some almost doubled in a month or two. And also, I see, our friend Goldman they are calling $100 gold. They are very persistent. So I feel, maybe there are opportunity elsewhere, like in biotech and energy. That's one thought. The other, I think right now there's so much paper on that, in general. Okay. Even in the energy market, there's so much paper, but gold is even more. And, there's so much manipulation, so much paper on that. So my thought is just let our friend Goldman, push gold down. Create a great buying opportunity for us, right? Right now I have other good sector. I think looking a little bit more promising, like biotech, like energy, and then I wait for our Goldman to create bargain for us. That's my thought.
All right, Chen. Well, it looks like we're just about out of time. That's probably a good strategy, and of course, you are a multi-sector opportunist. You find ways to make money in different sectors. And you've done very well that way. Unlike yours truly, I tend to be focused so much on gold all the time. And you know what they say is a broken clock is right twice a day, Chen. So I suppose one of these days, those of us who are perpetually long in gold will make a lot of money. But in the meantime, it's the time value of money that's costly. So I appreciate what you have to offer, Chen. And yes, we would have you back to talk about some of your other favorites sometime in the near future as well. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jay.